Hey guys, it's Jenna. I'm the owner of Elevate Beauty Education Supply and Studio, and I'm here today to answer one of the biggest questions that I get when someone's starting to think about learning lash extensions. You might have a bad back, you might have an injury you're recovering from, or you might not know if you're going to like it also, which is really important. These are all really valid reasons to wonder if you should be undertaking a career in the beauty industry, if you would like it, or if your body can even handle it. And so everyone is asking, everyone wants to start with lash extensions, and that's the big thing. And it is really the core service, I would say, that is like the most popular. And if you can get into lash extensions, then that is really gonna chunk out your schedule, in my opinion. But it doesn't have to be like that, because really you can specialize in anything, and specializing in something such as lash lift and tint might be a better way for you to start. It is gonna be way less time for you. You're gonna be able to get way quicker at it better, and it's relatively lower barrier of entry. So that means less time invested and also less money. Those are all very good things, because lash extensions is a lot more complicated service, and this is why also you can make a profitable business. And so that's why lots of people are interested in taking it. But let me tell you, you could also have a very successful lash lift business that is very specialized and niche. People will come to see you because you are that girl who's just doing lash lifts, and your results are amazing because you do them all the time, and you will just become a pro at that, right? Another tip I have would be to start with a heat-based lash lift solution. Don't go for the cheap bottom barrel chemical activated solutions, because if you train in one of those, it is actually a lot harder as a beginner. It's a lot more stressful to get your times right, and when you do fail, you fail hard. Those lashes are going to be ruined for 3 months, 3 whole months. That's a lot harder to recover from when you are a newbie. It's really going to crush your self-esteem, and it's also going to crush your name. When you first start out, you need to really build on your customer rapport. Every client needs to have a great transformation, and the only way that you can guarantee that is by working with a heat activated solution. These solutions like ours, the luxury heat activated lash lift solution and brow lift solution that we have, you literally cannot over process these lashes. So while you're learning to get the maximum lift out of your course, you don't have to worry about over processing, which you do have to worry about with a chemical solution. And with a chemical solution, you're always riding that line between, am I not processing these lashes enough and I'm not getting the maximum lift, or am I running the risk of over processing and getting damage to my client's eyes, like this picture up here? So my tip is just spring for the extra tiny amount of costs to invest in the luxury solution and learning that one. And in the long run, you are going to also diversify yourself from the market. So you are not going to be competing with absolutely everyone who does the chemical lift that everyone and their dog is doing. And you will already have set yourself above the crowd to provide a luxury service, even though you're new to the market. So especially if you are in an oversaturated market, that's one way to stand out from the crowd. If you have any other questions about starting in the beauty business, or you're still not sure if it's right for you, please DM me at elevatelash.ca. I love to connect with new artists and talk about lashes and brows and all things beauty related. We have collabs that we will customize for you. If you are an experienced artist and you haven't added lash lift and tint, also great way to get a break in your day. Super easy way to add on some extra income into your studio from clients that are not suited for lash extensions. Maybe they pick their lashes, maybe they are horrible with aftercare, or maybe they sleep on their face. All these people are great candidates for lash lift and tint. So hit me up on the DMs at elevatelash.ca. I'd love to chat more about everything beauty related. One of the main exciting things about taking your lash lift training is that the time requirement is so much shorter. The level of skill required is a lot less. The dexterity and using both hands is a lot less than in lash extensions. So it is completely possible to learn this service, get good at it, and also be nailing your times, which means that you can provide more of a luxury experience because people aren't waiting for such a long time, versus lash extensions where it might take you possibly 3 to 5 hours. So one of the benefits of learning about lash lift before lash extensions is that you are going to take way less time to learn it. That means if you do have noticed that you have back problems, or if you are just not that into this, then you haven't wasted a ton of time, right? You've gotten to test the waters before you dive right in with extensions, right? On top of lash lift being a lot less of a time commitment to learn, it's also way less expensive, of course, because we are not doing as much training. There's not as much feedback or coaching required from your instructor. Not to say that you won't get unlimited coaching, at least in our program. So time commitment cost is way less, and it's also way less taxing on your body. So say you do have an injury or you're recovering from something, or you might be prone to being sore in your back or something like that, then this is going to be way less also taxing on your body, which is a good way to just ease into things, right? Don't jump into something that you're not sure you're going to be able to do physically. Instead, invest your time into trying something first, like doing the lash lift course. Also, one thing that is awesome is that the lash lift commitment for your appointments is a lot less. So if you don't have a lot of extra time, say you're fully employed and you just want to do like 1 to 2 hours after work, you can totally do that. Versus like if you are learning lash extensions, you need to be able to really commit. Your focus needs to be there for 3-ish hours in the beginning. I'm not going to lie to you. If you are going to really gear down, you have to have those time commitments and your focus has to be there. If your focus isn't there, if you're not sure that you are going to love this industry, if you're not sure if you're going to love the work, start with something like lash lift, because you only have to do attention span sitting commitment of like 1 to 2 hours versus 3 to possibly even 5 hours when you're first starting and you're doing the nitty gritty first models that are going to take forever for you with lash extensions. So less cost for the course, less time commitment for the course, less time commitment for practice and services after. Also, way better return on investment. If you really market yourself well at this service, you can really crank out your ROI because it is such a steep learning curve. The learning curve for lash extensions is a little bit more like this, and the learning curve for lash lift is a lot more like that. It is a much faster paced learning. It is a lot easier to learn than lash extensions, which takes a lot of repetition, a lot of training, hand movements and stuff like that. So you can get better and get a better return on investment much quicker with lash lift than lash extensions. So if you are thinking that you want to make a switch in your life, you want to switch things up, you want to do something that you're going to love that's being more inspiring to you than your normal 9 to 5, and you want to just test the waters, maybe you have a back problem, maybe you are not sure if you're going to like it, please consider starting with lash lift course instead of lash extension. If you love it, nothing's going to stop you. This is only going to make your journey better and more enriched, and it's going to prepare you for lash extensions. But biggest misconception when you are wanting to train for lash extensions is that you should actually start with lash extension training. Because in my opinion, if you start with lash lift and tint, then you are going to have a way easier time with lash extensions. You're going to be more comfortable touching models' faces, which sometimes is hard for people. You are going to have more confidence in your ability as a beauty professional and even just like talking to your client and stuff like that. So in my opinion, start with the lash and lift and tint and then move on to lash extensions, and it's going to be a much smoother journey for you. And if you do decide that this is just not right for you, it's a lot less time and money invested in something that you might not pursue forever. My name is Jenna. Check out this next video for more tips and tricks on getting into the beauty business. And don't forget to DM us